Ladies and gentlemen, J. Barrett Wolf.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Signs. The back of the truck says, makes wide right turns. I suspect it makes wide wrong turns, too. Then there's a sign that says, runaway truck ramp. How did they know where to find it? The sign at the side of the road says, end road construction. A political position I can agree with. 4 blank signs in succession out on the highway. Is there nothing up ahead? Are they waiting for a destination to make itself known? In the window of the diner, green, neon, beer, open 24 hours. And then it says, today's special. Yeah, it is. No one really knows what's up ahead. All the signs in the world are just a chance to prepare, predict, prevent. Signs are all around us if we know where to look. There's a warning sign on my wall at home, writ for the immigrants who work in a dangerous trade. In Polish, it reads, Uwaga asbesti. That says danger, asbestos to them. To me, not so much. But therein lies the lesson. Somewhere along the line, you figure out we're all looking for a sign that we can understand. Thank you. The Pen, an homage to Pablo Neruda. Reading Girl, Lithe and Tawny, I want to bury my finest pen out in the backyard among tufts of Jimson weed between fence and Pachysandra. Maybe it will take root, this best of all possible writing implements. Become a small blue flower, streaked with crimson, a subtle blush of yearning. Maybe it will spring forth, stony and hard as Roman columns. Staunch grandfather of the cedar, into a towering canopy written overhead. This pen might become the parasitic mushroom, learning to thrive on the dying, weaving itself of earth and fallen leaves, taking all things, borrowing back a solitary contrast against the green-brown forest floor. Then again, it might simply remain a pen, swallowed up in earthly communion, as time swallows the memory of a poem or a lover. Thank you. Stones and Stars. And the epigraph from this is from William Shakespeare. Self-love, my liege, is not so vile a sin as is self-neglecting. You glisten, liquid diamond, damp as a mountain pond in season, arching toward the equinox of bliss. Playing yourself in an orchestra of nature, rising tone and pitch, tensing to crescendo, keeping time with timeless frenzy. Dances in your head, across your flesh, a self-inflicted horizon. Dream of earthbound stones and shooting stars, you shiver, strain, and touch. Mike. The kitten pounces on the vicious keyring. All stupid sinew and boundless, almost grace, until he backs off the kitchen table. Thump and circumstance, taking papers to the floor, looking startled, then composed. I meant to do that. The coefficient of attraction. Your lanky frame resides outside my area of expertise. The narrow aisles of the Barnes & Noble, fields of prosaic sunflower paragraphs, caustic wit, declarations of love, calculus texts, and tales of brave Ulysses. You drift by. Alternatively, concave and convex. Sine, cosine, elemental attraction, formulae that would haunt Euclid. Drive Archimedes to his bath, Galileo to the silent gravity of the leaning tower. So too, you might be the reason Jimmy wrote Little Wing. Robert Johnson stood at that deep midnight crossing. Jackson Pollock tossed all that cerulean blue. The thesaurus says the opposite of science is art. That was before the warm, perfect turn of your thigh. No one has even come close to mapping the genetic sequence of desire or our coefficient of attraction. Thank you. This poem is called Library. It was commissioned by the Broome County Library System for their 10th anniversary. As someone who has loved books all my life, it was a pleasure to create this. Library. It is 10 years that this library has stood open to all who would attend their minds with the same dedication shown their daily work, their bodies, their spirit. Today, we celebrate this place with a millennia of ghosts. We are no less wanderers or wanderers than the ancients who sought, as we do, a vision in a changing world. This place is a link in a chain that binds us to the great library of Alexandria, to the public libraries of ancient Rome, to the town and city libraries Andrew Carnegie gave America, some with "Let there be light" carved above the door, offering knowledge to all the world, free for the asking. Free. As freedom is the passionate fruit seeded by education, the right to learn and share the written word in ink set by warm lamps of scribes and printers. We are a long history. Scrolls begged, borrowed, and stolen by the Ptolemies. Codex hidden during the Dark Ages. Volumes kept from tyrants and book burners. Even to this very day, this very moment, we protect and revere the words, honoring a wealth that far exceeds anything dreamt of by 1,000 years of pirate kings. So we can walk these aisles, remove a book from the shelf, call up our collective memory on microfiche and computer screens. Become more than we were when we entered these halls, where Plato and Socrates debate on a bench in the lounge, where William Faulkner leans over our shoulder, Jack Kerouac laughs in our ears, Whitman sings his body, and Stephen Hawking his mind. Books are bright candles in every darkness. This library, an unlocked safe, where all are welcome to keep that which is most valuable, understanding. The voices of history whisper. Every time a citizen learns the thoughts of their forefathers, every time an immigrant finds the poems of their ancestors translated side by side with English, every time a timid child offers up their card, carries off some small piece of history, this understanding, this library, we can be proud to have added light to the world. Thank you. Personal ad. Each of us types, copywriting for our own little ad agency, selling long walks on the beach, candlelit dinners, witty conversation, just the right pickup line, just the right punchline, just the right headline. Must love cats, must love dogs, must love children, must love me. A prize to the lucky winner offered up from the sweet, longing center of a crackerjack heart. We want to wrap our minds, our thoughts, our thighs, and our future around another wayward soul and hold on for dear life. Forming the simplest of tribes, the one that provides solace from a random, graceless world, watching their backs as we watch theirs. Allowing for those few precious moments of relent, basking in a cove safe from peril and pirates. We can wish as hard as we can that love and every longed for hope can resuscitate us as easily as children clapping for Tinkerbell defeat the darkness. All the while we abide, swallowing the bitter with all that sweet. This may be a long wait for a train don't come. The moon is always in transit, becoming the center of some pale universe, a jewel descending, revolving, wandering motion across a cold, dark sky amid a smattering of close and distant stars, tugging with conviction at the enclosed sea of the human body. The moon is always in transit, turning different faces, like Janus, always arriving with poetic words and inordinate shadows, departing with the wash of morning, damning with faint praises, faint outlines of a tranquil horizon. The moon is always in transit, curving, lithe and restless, soft and round as a world of sensuous flesh and wickedness, proffering scent and sensibility, bewitching by the flowing lines of force that trump the insignificant male brain with visions of envelopment and bliss. It is the act of being moonstruck, as if there were no other orb worthy of attention in this universe, no satellite qualified to receive the yearning adoration broadcast. Through the spirals of night, connecting, always connecting to La Bella Luna. Even as she drifts in and out of reach, of focus, of substance, back to the eternal azure sky, in the infinite act of discovering that the moon is always in transit. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to read for you. Have a good evening, everybody. Travel safe, drive safe.